Hello, hello. Mew, how was your Sunday?
Hello. It's been a good Sunday. Little slow for me. It's been very rainy, but and I've also been storm watcher Mew from Florida all the way to California.
Yeah, same. It's windy here. We're getting like a little remnant.
But like everything's good on your end, right, Shelly? Like you're not gonna get hit by it or any flooding.
Here we go.
Whoa,
Okay.
Twitter is weird. Hey,
You can hear me
Sheisty's in
now?
the building.
Yes, shiesty. Just making sure you can hear me. That's what's up.
Amazing. Yes, I hear you. Sorry, we both got rugged, it looked like, for a second there.
I'm trying to see how can I share it. You gotta forgive me. I really haven't been on Twitter in a while.
So if you look on the bottom right, there's like a bubble. Click on the bubble and then you can like and retweet from there.
Okay, bubble.
Sometimes it does like to be weird and it won't give you the bubble.
Yeah, the last space I was in, there wasn't a comment bubble. I see it as a co-host. I'm curious if speakers see it.
Okay, here we go. All right. Jesus.
Hello, Doug Lee. I see you at the band room.
Come to you.
Just sharing the room out real quick. But oh, Sin, to answer your question, because I think I got rugged right before I could answer. We're not in the path of Hillary, but we're going to get some of like the edge of it. So we're hoping for some rain because we desperately need it. Right now it's just windy.
Okay, okay. I keep seeing like there's gonna be desert floods and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, Shelly's in Arizona. I think that's a desert. I think there's scorpions.
There are scorpions, and yeah, it's interesting. I've been waiting since we moved out here for the rain, like running around. I'll be. I've been gaslit the whole time. They were like, monsoon season's here. I'm like, whoa, that sounds scary. But I'm like, I'm kind of a glutton for big weather, and I just get excited. I never want anything bad to happen, but it does like excite me. So I was like running around outside, and it was all dust. I thought it was rain because it looked like rain, but I was like, ugh, like dying outside. And Dino's like, "Get in the house, you fool! You're inhaling all sorts of horrible dirt and germs." I'm like, "Oh man!" So I'm hoping for
You
a
you
little bit of rain.
First of all, you call them monsoons over there? Are we living in Eastern Asia?
That's what it's called. It's monsoon season in Arizona. Apparently, when you live in the desert, when it rains, it's a monsoon.
The word
Um,
sounds scary.
I know, right? I live in Florida. I live in Florida, so I'm like getting, I call them hurricanes, and we be getting smashed every every year or two.
So, welcome to Music Matrix episode 24 with Team Arliss. Arliss, I've been calling you Shiesty But is your real name Trav? Like, you tell me what your name is.
Well, me individually, my name is Trav Arliss. I'm a member of a group called Team Arliss. And Shiesty, that's one of my alter egos in the metaverse. Shiesty, but I'm actually Trav Arliss. That's me.
Okay, amazing. I thought so, but I didn't want to be wrong, so I was just defaulting to Shiesty because that feels right. So, Trav, meet my co-host, Sinful Meat Stick, also known as Mew Mods. Mew, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm a man of many names on the metaverse, many alter egos. Sinful Meat Stick being one of them. um, and Trav, it's very, very nice to meet you. I took a moment to dig through all your music, or at least like what I could find through Apple Music and through YouTube, and I was enjoying what I was hearing. Definitely looking forward to speaking a little bit about your music. Um, and I see that the rooms are filling up both in the band room and here. Welcome everyone. I see low poly models. Hello QXG, Corey, drums in the house. Good to see you, brother. We got Brandon. He is one of our. He is patiently waiting to get smacked by a monsoon. What What's up, Fred? And welcome, Jay. Yes, as Shelly mentioned, welcome everyone to episode 24 of Music Matrix. Shelly and I are both very, very happy to see you all at the True Band Room on Decentraland, as well as here on Twitter. Tonight's guest is a songwriter artist based out of New York. It is a great pleasure to have the opportunity to meet and welcome Shiesty or Trav Arliss. Welcome, welcome. How you doing
appreciate,
today?
I appreciate you for having me here. I'm great. I'm great. Can't complain. And like I said, you can call me either Shiesty, Trav Arliss, Team Arliss. It's all the same. I got you.
Love it. So we like to start every show by giving our guests a moment to introduce themselves, say hello, and as well as like share some stuff that you would like to share.
Okay, well, like I said, my name is Trav Arliss. I'm a hip hop artist, originally based out of Brooklyn, New York. I've been in the music industry for about a good 20 years now. Started hip hop underground scene. I've been on projects such as like DJ Clue mixtapes, DJ K Slay, Funk Master Flex, all of that. A lot of hip hop mixtape and underground stuff. I also was a signed artist to Motown Universal as an independent artist, and my main thing basically right now, what I focus on is I have a streaming radio station on the Station Head app where it's just a bunch of independent artists that get together and we stream each other's music, and it's really, really, really a fun thing. Organic streaming music with listeners from around the world, and that's kind of what brought me to what it is that you guys do here in the metaverse and stuff like that. Is just just want to be able to get out and spread our music and our sound to as many people as possible around the world, really. And that's what brings us here. Mm-hmm.
Most definitely, and here on the Central Land, we also do have a worldwide audience, so it does in a way, feed into your mission.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
uh, so, I guess my beginning questions would be, who is Team Arliss?
A team
And
artist.
could you give us a little bit about a little bit of the origin story of how the team came to be?
Okay, Team Arliss is it's a rap group based out of New York. It consists of two rappers and a producer. Um, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the D Block group, Jadakiss, the Locks, Chic, and stuff like that. Hip hop group D Block, and I would like to say the early 2000s, mid 2000s. We basically linked up with those guys, started making some music together. We was signed to their D Block label and just basically made a lot of underground music, mixtape stuff, and this was really before the streaming era took off. It was really still the literal mixtape era and CD era where people were physically handing out CDs and tapes and stuff like that. So yeah, I come from that era of the music, and I know the game has changed a little bit now, but the strong survive, and I still enjoy making quality music. I still enjoy listening to music, discovering music. I still enjoy networking with new artists and new producers, and just enjoy creating still. So that's why I'm still here now, and I don't see myself going anywhere for a while. And that's what I also love about Decentraland. It's just a new place to create, a new place to network, and a new place to build a nice, strong fan base. So I'm
That
around for a
that's
while. Around for a while.
That was one thing that did stand out to me when I was looking through your Apple Music account. The album Pure Pressure 2 dates back
Yes.
to 2005.
Yes.
Like, I'm thinking about, like, 2005 me, like, I was just getting started, man. And you've been making music since
Yes.
then and probably since before.
Yeah, actually, yeah, a little before then even. Because by the time that Peer Pressure album was actually a D Block album. We had a lot of the D Block guys on there, Jadakiss, Styles P, Sheek, Lucian, a bunch of the other younger D Block guys. So by the time I got to that point, I already been through a deal with Motown Universal. I done been through, the grind, the come up, and all of that. So yeah, 2005. I think I probably started a little before then, maybe 99. Mm-hmm.
And you were still based in Brooklyn, correct?
Yes, yes.
What could you tell us about like kind of like the atmosphere of like, being in Brooklyn early 2000s trying to make a name for yourself within the rap scene?
Well, the beauty of it, and I love that era so much, especially compared to now, is in the 2000s and even the late 90s, hip hop was still, it was a lyrical thing. It really wasn't a dance thing yet. Like today, it's like every song somebody put out a dance that go with the song, or a TikTok challenge
Say
or something.
trickling, but it
But
wasn't.
back in those days, there was no social media yet, really. So you really had to rely on the quality of your music. You couldn't mask nothing. You couldn't hide
Honest,
nothing.
nigga.
You had to be skillful.
Let's go, Vinny.
And you had to make quality music. And that was the thing about that era, where you had to look at guys. I came up listening to guys like Biggie and Jay-Z and guys like The Lox, where it was, and guys like Nas, where it was lyrical. Your content had to be on point. You had to be, you get what I'm saying? Everything had to be on point, from your production to your choruses to your bars. Everything had to be quality. So where nowadays, I feel like if you just got a nice little beat and a nice hook, and you make a good little TikTok video or social media video to it, you can make it work. So back in those days, and like I said, especially coming out of Brooklyn, New York, that was the standard at the time. Like I said, you got Biggie, you got Nas, you got Jay-Z. Like New York was on top of the hip hop game. So for you to be a new artist, especially for me at that time, to be a new artist coming out of New York to try to get a major deal, you had to really be able to compete with those guys. You get what I'm saying? You had to be able to compete with that sound, and that was the thing that was just so unique about coming out of New York at that time.
Yes, yes, a a lot of great talent. I mean, I'm even thinking of Wu-Tang too
Exactly,
around
exactly,
those days. Like they made it
exactly.
hard,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
come up.
yeah. You couldn't just put out anything. It had to be. You have to have that sound. You get what I'm saying? So it was a different era from now. Even something like I said, we do the thing on Station Head Radio where we stream music, and it's so easier nowadays for artists to have their music heard. Excuse me, have their music heard and to share their music with people around the world. You know, back then, before we had these platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, if you wanted somebody in Albuquerque, New Mexico to hear your music and you in Brooklyn, New York, you had to drive to Albuquerque, New Mexico and pull some CDs out your trunk and start hustling. You get what I'm saying? But nowadays, it's a little simpler. It's not as tough to share your music with people in different states, in different countries, and stuff like that. So that's what I've spent the last couple of years doing, is adapting to being able to share the music in different ways, and learning how the game is played now. Because at the end of the day, it's all still just a game. It's exactly what it is, a game.
Yes, and I mean, I will say, even with like your recent music that you have dropped, it like you were mentioning, like you have to be on, like back then back in the day, you had to be on point with your music. Your bars needed to be there. The beat needed to be there.
Exactly.
I feel like you're bringing that same vibe into kind of like this era of music, or at least like according to your YouTube channel. Like I was listening to some songs that were posted about a year ago and 11 months ago,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, damn, bars.
Well, that's what, like I said, coming from New York, that's where that New York sound come from. Shout out to my boy Corey Drums in the building. He another, a OG, a legend that come from that same cloth of hip hop, where we used to literally go from street corner to street corner, battling the best rapper from 3 blocks over. That's how we built our sound. And if your bars wasn't right, man, the whole neighborhood gonna know. Yo, they took Trav over there across the street. They tore his head off, boy. Woo. Nah, so it's a prideful thing. So whatever space I'm in, if ever I get a chance to spit some bars, I want to make sure my bars is the hottest bars you gonna hear that night or on that track or whatever it is. But and that's just the way we was raised. It was steel sharpened steel type of an era.
Yes, and for anyone that is interested in listening to some of the music, I am going to pin a tweet at the top. It is a link to Team Arliss's YouTube page, and yeah, have a listen. You'll know what I mean after. So I guess moving a little forward, around what time did you first hear about Station Head, and how did you connect to Station Head and get started in there?
Okay, so I would say about 2 years ago, I decided to go the independent route, and I started my own label. I ended up signing a deal with Sony Orchard to distribute my music. And of course, being that this is my first time really doing it the independent way and doing it myself, I kind of wanted to. That's what made me start putting out more Team Arliss music, because my ultimate goal is to be able to eventually sign some artists and try to develop some artists and do it that way. But in order for me to learn the game, I figured, why don't I use myself as the guinea pig? And I had a lot of Team Arliss music that I didn't release, and I wanted to learn how the streaming game works from a hand-on perspective. So that's exactly what I did. I got the deal with Sony Orchard. I released some Team Arliss music, and I started looking ways to stream the music, how people stream the music. And somebody told me about Station Head, where they do group streaming at, where it's basically if I got 100 people in the room and I play my song one time, I'm going to get 100 organic streams for playing the song one time. And I love the idea. I'm like, wow, that makes sense. So I looked over, I peeked into Station Head, I saw that's what was going on. And at first, I just went like as an artist, wanting to have my music streamed. And I would pull up to stations where people are streaming music and stuff. And it was cool. But I just felt like there was more that could be done. I didn't have fun streaming the music. It was almost boring for me streaming the music. And that's one of the things that I wanted to change. I wanted to make streaming music fun. I wanted to make it exciting. I wanted people to actually have fun and not feel like robots when they sit and streaming music. And that was my main thing. And another thing that I wanted to focus on as well was, you know, over on Station Head, you would see somebody like Nicki Minaj has a station, right? And then on her station is a bunch of Nicki Minaj fans streaming Nicki Minaj music around the clock, nonstop, like robots. Literally, they're just sitting there streaming the same music over and over again. But what people don't realize is a lot of independent artists use an app such as Station Head. There's a lot of independent artists that make music and have music on these platforms, on Apple Music and on Spotify. And these independent artists are also looking for ways to stream their music and share their music. So my whole thing was I wanted to create a space, a home where independent artists could come together and share each other's music. You get what I'm saying? Where we can share our music amongst each other, and we sit and we stream each other's music, and it turned into building up a whole network and basically a community of independent artists that supports each other's music. So anytime, for instance, like Corey Drums got his son got an album coming out, I think Thursday. When that project drops, we're in a room streaming his project. As soon as it drops, he's getting thousands of organic streams sharing his music. And what we've realized is this helps with our algorithm on Spotify. And when once the algorithm sees that your music is streaming in so many different places and you have many different people listening to your music, now the algorithm pushes your music to places it wouldn't go to before. And that's going to help you even more. So it's just a community of artists that's helping each other get our music out there and push it even further. And we have a whole lot of fun doing it. I kid you not. As I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now, I have 134 people in the room, and we're streaming each other's music right now on my other phone. Is this happens
What?
on the clock? Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I guess maybe you can share a little bit of the technical side of for Station Head for me. Like, what is Station Head and how do I get on Station Head?
So Station Head is an app, and what it does is it allows people to what they call crowd streaming. So if you pull up into the room, you would download the app, a free app, and all the app asks that you have a either premium Spotify account or Apple Music account because that's how we stream music from those two accounts. So, for instance, I'll be you see how we up on stage and we got the microphones. It's kind of like that on Station Head. You can have four people on stage. One person, for instance, me, I'll be the DJ, and anybody that's sitting in the room in the crowd, if they have music that's on the platform, you can request your music to the DJ that's on stage. You request your music, I see it. Oh, this guy has a song. I'll play that song. And while your song is playing, every person that's in the room, they have their phone in their hand or their computer or tablet. Your song is playing on all of those individual tablets, all of those individual computers, all of those individual devices. And each one of those devices count as an organic stream that you get paid for at the end of the month because it goes to your royalties. So it's what I really like to say. This is the future of music, what music is going to be, and it's huge for independent artists that would love to share their music. It's huge for independent artists that would love to share their music. It really is.
Does Station Head support like both Android and
Yes,
Apple
yes, it
devices?
does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
A- And I guess a new question, is there like a desktop application for it as well, like just for listeners or not
Yes,
yet?
yes, there is. You can listen from your laptop, your desktop. You can even listen from your smart TV, any smart device. You good to go. Tablets, Obama phones, all that. You good to go.
Damn. I got to get on Station Head very, very soon.
Yes,
I
yes.
know my co-host Shelly has been on Station Head, and she's been trying to push me, and I've been I guess a little stubborn, but you have you have convinced me here because I would love to like jump into your room for example and help help when it comes to the engagement side of things.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, and you're more than welcome. Especially if you are independent artist yourself and you make music, it's really a great way to share your music and pick up fans, listeners, supporters, even collaborations. We have people that's in the room that just produce. They make beats. We have writers in the room, artists. A lot of the people that sit in the room and stream each other's music, we've been doing it together for so long that they collab with each other. So now, and what you get is, let's say you're a person that normally only, if you looking at your streams and you normally get about 50,000 streams a month, right? Organic streams a month, and now you do a collaboration with another streamer that streams music as well. Now that 50,000 a month you normally get just turned to 100,000 because you're collaborating with another streamer. You get what I'm saying? So I've seen things like that happen where people do the right collaborations with other people that push their music and stream their music, and your music go even further that way. So, like I said, I really enjoy what it is. I've been in there for almost 2 years now, and I really have more fun with it each day and every time.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would be in there for the music, but I do see some of our friends down in the listeners that are based in New York. Our friend OX Quan and Cowboy Tom. I know OX Quan is out there kind of rapping, producing, trying to grow as a creative. So. Uh, who knows? Maybe this will be something that he could look into as well.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I advise. I always say that I don't, especially if you're an artist. People are at different levels of it. Some people are for the first time making their music. Maybe they just signed up with DistroKid and they're just getting into the music. And you made your first few songs, and you want some feedback, or you want to just share your music with people. It's a it's a beautiful and easy way to do it. It really is, without having to go crazy. Like right now, at this very moment, there's probably 10 different countries sitting in that room right now. People from 10 different countries spread out, and you can easily that quick share your music with people from around the world without banging your head against the wall or without even spending $1. You can share your music with that many people, and that's the thing I literally love about it. I love it because, like me, I like creating the music, but once I create the music, the business side of the music business, I hate it. I hate it. So now you can almost cut out the middleman and you can get directly to your fans and your followers, and you can just share your music direct to them. And like I said, that's one of the key things with me. I can create some music today, and next week I can share it with you and don't have to go through a big headache to do it.
Yes, sir. I mean, someone such as yourself, you have 20 plus years in the music industry. So, I mean, you've definitely like seen the process. You've been to you've seen the business side of things, and now you like, you can see how powerful that station head is for an independent artist.
Yes. Very powerful tool for independent artists. If you're an independent artist and you're listening right now and you've never heard of the Station Head app, um, it's time to step your game up. And I have no stake in the app. I don't get paid by the app. I'm not. I'm just being honest. Is all I'm doing. Is I can't think of a better way as an independent artist to share your music with people from around the world. An easier way to do it. It's really that simple. And not for nothing, but here's the thing that's happening. A lot of your big artists, your favorite artists, they use Station Head. They just don't talk about it. Like I mentioned, Nicki Minaj, she pops up on Station Head at least once a week, and her room fills up with thousands of streamers, and they stream her music. Cardi B pops up on Station Head. Megan Thee Stallion. Who was somebody big was on it the other night? I forget one of the. I don't know if it was Summer Walker or SZA or somebody, but there's always these huge artists that's on. Alicia Keys popped up on Station Head. There's always these huge artists, and they're even using the platform because they can get thousands of people into the room when they new song drop. and they can stream it, crowd stream it, in the snap of a finger, have thousands of people playing their song just like that. So if it's important enough for a person like Nicki Minaj and Alicia Keys, and for these major artists, NBA YoungBoy even is on the app. Little old me and little old we definitely should get on there and make some space for ourselves, because it really is a no-brainer.
So when you're in a room, because I was in there, I've been in there a few times now, and super duper shout out to Corey Drums and Keen for, onboarding us into Station Head. When someone streams a song to like Team Arliss and there's 200 people listening, does that count as 200 streams on Spotify?
Yes, it counts as 200. It counts as
Oh
200
my
streams, organic streams, and not just Spotify, because you can either be hooked up through Spotify or Apple Music. So some of them will show up on Spotify and others will show up on Apple Music, but it's 200 individual organic streams, because like I said, in reality, all it is there's 200 people somewhere around the world with their phone in their hand or at their laptop, and whatever song I play, that's what's going to play on their device. So there's 200 separate streams you get organic. And like the people, Shelly, when you come to the room, you see we all in there having a good time, but they're literally making money. Literally every month, those royalty checks come out and they're generating money off of their music.
I love this so much. You are like the me of Web 2, because that's my mission in Web 3 with the True Band Room, getting people together, collabing, get your music shared outwardly. There's so much synergy here. You've got my mind racing with like how all band room artists that are, focusing on Web 3 with music, NFTs and everything, but they often have Web 2 streaming going on. Most Web 3 artists simultaneously release on streaming platforms. So during our shows, I'm now thinking of like, okay, let's drive traffic to those Spotify channels, or more specifically, what is it called? Is it a station?
Like Team station. Yes.
It's a station. So to like your station during the True Band Room sets, so that we've just got like streaming happening everywhere.
Yes. And that's what the ultimate goal is. Like it's just another stage. It's another stage to put your artists up on. And that's the main thing for me. Like I do this, Shelly, I kid you not, when I got to the app, how it worked was, you would think you hear Team Arliss Radio, right? So you would think, okay, when I come to Team Arliss Radio, I'm going to hear Team Arliss music all the time. And that's basically how the app worked when I got there. If I went to Joe Schmo Radio, every song I hear is going to be by Joe Schmo. And then maybe you might hear somebody else's song, but my thing with Team Arliss Radio was I wanted to make it about independent artists. Oh, not just my music, but every artist that come and support the station, everybody that's in the room, we're all going to listen to each other's music to help each other out. And that's been the main thing that has been making it successful, is a community of artists that help each other out. It's bigger than just me, and it's bigger than just one artist. It really takes all of us to make it happen. And that's what my main mission is, to show specifically independent artists that it's so many independent artists that if they stood together and supported each other, that you wouldn't even really need mainstream. You wouldn't need major labels. You can do so much together with just independent artists together, and they bring like for instance, I may have a small little fan base, and Corey Drums may have a small little fan base, and then King got a small fan base, and Papa Cannon got a small fan base. But when we bring all of our little small fan bases together, we got a nice crowd. We rocking. We doing something now. And that's what
I'm losing my mind in real life over here. My arms are shaking. I'm like, yes, I've been shouting this from the rooftops.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I love it. So welcome, Corey Drums. It's great to have you up here. How are you doing today?
What's goody, my peoples? Everything is grand. How y'all doing?
We vibing.
You already know I'm very proud of my brother team, all us in the boomies. You know what I mean? I'm glad y'all finally got the interview and talk to the team. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot more people that we're gonna bring up to y'all, man, because it's the boomy season, you heard?
That's a fact. Big boomy things. And shout out to y'all last night. Shelly, I'm not gonna hold you. I've been talking about that party in the room all day, man. I like Shiesty is still in there right now. I can't leave. It was so much fun. That was insane. It was insane. I've never experienced nothing like that before.
You got to do the song, man. You got to do the song, Trav.
Shiesty in the metaverse. Shiesty in the metaverse. Oh man, I love it though. I love it, and that's such a beautiful thing for artists right there. And like everybody's been talking about it all day, and we definitely gonna have more people that's gonna keep coming on to it now that some people got an actual feel for what it is. And man, I love it. I love it, man. And like I said, if they was to ever introduce crowd streaming to that app like that, like whatever song Keen is playing from Spotify or Tidal or whatever, man, it'll be game over. It'll be game over.
Oh, I'm gonna talk to the devs because this is all just making so much sense. I can't even handle it. So I'm gonna get to the magical coders to talk about that. But so for everybody who's here and may not understand the context, Keen had a live show in the True Bandra mid Decentraland yesterday, and we were onboarding people from the Stationhead app the day before because we all know the barrier to entry to Decentraland is higher than it should be. So there's a process. Well, we got a group of the Boomies in, and it was such a vibe last night. Shout out Keen, so much fun. And I see a bunch of you guys in the room right now. Thank you for being here. Baby Cannon's in the house. We got Shiesty, Keen. Can I ask? So when I first came into your station, it was welcome to the Boom Boom Room. Where did that come from? I mean, aside from the obvious, but like, can you talk a little bit about that?
It was, it was a imagination club from the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. It's like, I'm from the hood. It's like a hood classic. And it was, anybody that didn't see the movie Life, it was a bunch of guys that was in jail doing life, and they wasn't going to no clubs no time soon. So they made up a club in their brain, in their mind, the Boom Boom Room. And they used to sit and fantasize about who was playing at the club, and this one is at the door, and da 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 da. So that's what it was. Like I said, when I first got to the app, as people would come in, and I wanted to engage with the people rather than we just sitting and streaming music. So if this person would pull in, I would give this one. This one is the bartender. This one is the security at the door. This one is the janitor in the Boom Boom Room. And we was using our imagination and having fun with it like that. So that's what it made me think of, the Boom Boom Room from the movie Life. And of course, there's music coming from the room all the time, so the speakers is always booming, boom, 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 in that aspect. And it's just something we took it and just ran with it, man. It's the Boom Boom Room, It's Shiesty's favorite place to hang out is the Boom Boom Room. So that's just what it is. And we've been the Boomies ever since. The Boomies, of course, is the people that occupy the Boom Boom Room. The Boomies. Mm-hmm.
I love how, like in your Apple Music, for the song "Pull Up," the album, The Boomies 2023.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's something that Water Walkers. He's a producer. He's one of the Boomies, but he make beats. He came up with an idea. We should all. Now, mind you, all those artists you hear on that song are all Boomies. These are all people that be in a room. We stream each other's music round the clock every day. But I would say a year ago, none of us knew each other. None of us knew the other one existed. That room brought us together. And we, like I said, we don't just stream music in there. We talk, we chit chat. We know how this one day is going. I know what time this one goes to work. I know what this one do for a living. It's actually a functioning community. You get what I'm saying? So it went from there to, people doing collaborations with each other. And that was something that we wanted to do, to see, if we put a bunch of streamers on a record together, we could make that project move some numbers. And I remember we did probably like 100,000 plus streams on that song right there in less than 5 days, which is, we know how we stream. That was amazing for us. some independent artists to drop that song and do over 100,000 streams in less than 5 days. That was nice for us. So, and that's something we've learned, the power of independent artists when they band together. So, like I said, we did over 100,000 streams in 5 days, and we realized there was yet some space. There was even some flaws in what we did there. So, with the next project that we do, we know we can do even more numbers, bigger numbers than that. And it's because we're a group of independent artists that choose to stick together and do something together, and we're actually getting to see the results from it, and it's really a great thing, a great thing. And that, like I said, let's not forget, at the end of the day, we're actually making money doing this. We're actually making money. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but yeah, we're generating profit, and I can't be mad at that.
No, not at all. So Shelly, is it just me, or like, are you also envisioning like a boomy spot on the Central End where all these streams can go through, or even like some boomy time at the True Band Room?
Oh, booby time is already happening. Let's just say that right now. But I'm trying to figure out the link between us streaming into Decentraland, translating to multiple streams on those streaming platforms. Like right now, if we have 13 people in the True Band Room, how does one stream on our screen count as 13 streams on those streaming platforms? Because that's what makes it make the most sense for
The streamers.
yeah, like getting that amplification. Because right now we can't quantify each person in the audience for a stream. You're reaching them, but right now what I can do is I can put a link to those Spotify channels and be like, hey, everybody in this room, go click that link and follow this channel on Spotify or whatever channel. P.S. Your link to the Boom Boom Room on Stationhead is on the back wall, so everybody go click that, get that app on your phone, do it on the desktop, get in there because it's amazing. And I couldn't believe are you live 24 hours a day?
I have set hours where I actually go live and I do live playlists, but the station does run 24 hours because I run it from a phone, from my phone. So even I work a regular 9 to 5 like everybody else, and even at work, the station is running. I set up a playlist to run throughout the day. We have a nice little system, our park up system. Where if you're parked up in the room, as I set the playlist based on what artists are parked in the room, what devices are in the room, and that's how we keep numbers in a room. Because somebody know, well, I might be at work and I can't be up here requesting my song, but if I just leave my device in here, I know I'm gonna be on the playlist, and we'll get streams all day long around the clock.
Oh my God. Okay. So for all of you in here who just want to support musicians, I was in there earlier today and I was like, hey, everybody knows Spotty Wi-Fi. Like, have you heard his music yet? Some people did, some people didn't. And I just like went to my Spotify and requested a song and pulled one of his that was available. And so everybody started listening to Drinks Aren't Free, which is one of Spotty's songs. And it was like, what? This is so easy and so cool.
That simple.
I'm going to be living in there.
I mean, you see why I say it makes so much sense for people that have music on these platforms and want to share it with people, because it's literally a click of a button. And 30 seconds ago, nobody knew who you were, and now 30 seconds later, there's over 100 people, and now they know who this guy is. That's simple.
Yeah, Shelly, what's needed in Decentraland in order to do that crowd streaming thing is there needs to be some kind of a interface where every member can connect their Apple Music or Spotify. That's how we'd be able to do the crowd streaming. So we'd have to have something. Whoever's doing the development over there needs to create an interface that allows each user to connect to their respective streaming platform. And it'd be great if you could, if they'd be able to include other streaming platforms as well, not only Spotify, because we've been trying to get Stationhead to include other platforms like Napster, Tidal, the ones that actually pay the most, but they're not doing that. So I think that would be really beneficial for the metaverse to actually incorporate crowd streaming, and number one, and at the same time incorporate other avenues of streaming, because each platform pays the artist different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And our biggest thing is, I mean, Trav will tell you, I'm big on making sure the artists get paid the most. So my biggest thing is I tell people to stream on Apple Music. You know what I mean? I won't tell people not to stream on Spotify if you got Spotify, but I'm a big advocate. If you do have Spotify, that means you can afford to pay for Apple Music. They cost the same.
I'm now
And
about to
Apple
say they
Music
cost the
actually,
same now.
yeah, and Apple Music actually pays you a penny per stream, where Spotify is only paying you a half a penny. So, you know what I mean? It's about knowing where the money's coming from and how to get the artist paid by that, but utilizing them and just making it available to us.
Sorry, King, go ahead. I saw you come off mute.
Oh no, that's what I was tapping in to basically go off of what Corey Drums was saying is because the way I play the music when I'm DJing into the Decentraland, into TRU, is through my title. Like my title is connected to my DJ equipment. And so they get the stream off of me playing it, but if each one of you guys, like say your avatar had to connect, like he was saying, connect to your Apple Music or your title, or your avatar actually connected, because you could download all those streaming platforms on your computer. So if you connect your avatar to your streaming platform service, there might be a way to work it. I don't know. You got to talk to your developers. They might be able to do something.
Yeah, that's super interesting. So much of Decentraland is, being decentralized, and a lot of people are anonymous. So linking to an account where they might have more personal information may not be appealing, but there could be a way. Yeah, I'm just spitballing right now, but I'm gonna talk to everybody I know that is in the developing side of things.
I also know there are some platforms, some music platforms on multiple chains, as you know, that offers streaming tokens and things like that, where we're able to make revenue on streaming from fan base in the in the blockchain. So, for instance, like the new record store, they're actually going to be offering some streaming tokens where you can sell streaming tokens to your fan base, and then your fan base is actually a vested an investor in your streaming. So when they go out there and stream your music, they're getting paid for it too. So you're actually becoming a partner with your fan base, and then they're pushing your music. You know what I mean? I would definitely much rather push something that I'm getting paid for than just being a fan for it. You know what I mean? So it puts money in the fans' pockets as well. So, I mean, that's what I really, really love about the blockchain. The blockchain allows us to do all of these things that we're not able to do on Web3, on Web2 at all. You know what I mean? It opens the doors for us. And right now it's just wide open. It's an empty palette right now. So let's just draw.
I love it. So I saw Stony come up. I'd like to introduce, for everybody who doesn't know Stony Eye, he's an amazing producer, musician. Yeah, Stony, mic is yours. How are you?
Out of the conversation.
Oh no, I don't hear you. Is he rugging for everybody or just me?
I started hearing some words and then kind of like robot out.
Well, I hope it's not the weather. You're in Hillary right now.
Do I sound like a robot?
Okay, now you sound better, Stone.
Very good.
Okay, I was bigging up the Boom Boom Room fam and saying welcome to DCL, but I'm in and out of the conversation, so I'm not 100% totally know what you guys are talking about, but I just wanted to chime in and if it wasn't brought up, if you guys heard that the smart wearables are introducing the what is it, Audacity SYN?
Oh, Audius.
Audios, yeah, that one. So that's going to be introduced as a way to stream in here. So I don't know if there's maybe something that could be helpful with what you guys. I just wanted to remind you guys been brought up and you weren't aware of that.
No, that sounds cool.
Let me chime in on that. let me chime in on that because I'm familiar with Audius. I actually have an
Okay.
Audius account. The problem with Audius is Audius doesn't offer the artists anything. They really don't. They have a point system that they give artists points and different perks for their profile pages on Audius. But when it comes to generating revenue for artists, Audius doesn't offer any profit sharing. They don't offer any crypto earning. You know what I mean, for their coin or anything like that. Like you earn nothing using Audius. I've been a member of Audius for like 2 years because I left when we left. It was a group of us that were on a platform called Loom that was it was it was a really good platform for independent artists because we were able to get tips from our fan bases. But then they switched the whole platform. So when they switched the platform up, we left that platform and a lot of people went to Audius and some of us went over to Station Head. I went to Audius and Station Head. I left Audius and stayed on Station Head because there's no way to make money on Audius. It's all about clout on Audius.
I see. I think it's more. I haven't looked into it that much, so I'm not really familiar with it. So I think it's more for like an open seat music. The only way to make money, I'm guessing, is by sales of NFTs, music NFTs on there.
They don't even do NFTs on Audius. Audius is just it's a streaming platform. You upload your music and people stream it there. It's just a streaming platform on a blockchain. It's not really a beneficial outlook for us as artists. And like I said, I actually have an Audius page and I left it alone. And I told all the other artists that I left Loom with that went there that they should also, because we were making money on Loom and we actually make money on Station Head. It didn't make sense to me for us to be over on Audius, providing our music, doing all of that, providing all the traffic, and you know how these platforms work. They make money on the traffic. So if all this traffic and all this music is over there, and Audius is making money somewhere off of it, but the artist who's actually uploading all this music and all this stuff aren't making anything, and there's no way for them to make any money.
Yeah, that's definitely disappointing to hear, especially because I was excited when I heard there was finally some integration with music in Decentraland. So yeah, that's definitely disappointing to hear that there's not going to be a way for artists to get paid when people are streaming their music here in Decentraland. That kind of seems counterintuitive to me, but
Absolutely. But there's a lot of platforms out there. I mean, these are upstart platforms. They're trying to develop certain things. They're not, and it like we all said, this is virgin territory. So people aren't not everybody doesn't know exactly the full scale of what they're able to do. You know what I mean? So maybe one day Audius, because I've suggested this to Audius before. I've hit them. You know me, Shelly and them know. I talk to the developers with everybody because that's the most important people to me. So when I talked to them and I suggested these things to them, they weren't really receptive to it. It's like they don't want to share the profit. And to me, that's craziness. Because they'll actually make more money if they share the profit. Because then I could go, all of the artists that are here right now, if somebody says I can make money over there, I can guarantee you every artist in here be like, yo, we should go over there and see what's up with this money. But if you can't make no money, there's no need to bring people there. I would love a crowd streaming situation on the blockchain, though. That'd be beautiful.
I think like you mentioned, it is a bit early, so like I think us talking about this and the more that we bring it to them, the more they will start to see like the way that they should go along with them.
Like I'd love to see if we could do some cross blockchain stuff with Decentraland, and because being that that's on Mana and the Cardano blockchain, because we have a big music community on the Cardano blockchain. That it would be great to be able to, merge these two communities instead of them being separated. Like, I'm not really with the whole separatism just because of blockchains, and I know how these communities work. Ethereum is not really down with the Cardanos, and it's all that kind of stuff. It's all competition. But when it comes to the artists and the people that are actually the creatives, we shouldn't be competing like that when it comes to these blockchains, because each one of them are beneficial to us. So I would like to see us be able to cross collateralize this and be able to do more interchain connections. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean 100% as a creative, you should be spreading your content out through different blockchains. I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't even personally, I don't even see a competition. It shouldn't be a competition. It's all just different networks that people from different parts of the world can use.
Absolutely, I agree. But I have witnessed some. You have those fanatics that are this one or the other ones are all garbage. You get that kind of methodology, or what do you want to call it, right? And to me, that's like counterproductive, because it sends the wrong message to the creatives, because it doesn't allow us to say, okay, wait a minute, all of these are great. You know what I mean? Each one of them offers something different. So utilize them all, explore them all, and don't turn your back on none of them, because each one of them is a different community. So if you got 100,000 people over here that aren't over on this one, but you got 200,000 on that other one, why not, market both of them? Now you got 300,000 people that you're dealing with, instead, as opposed to, I'm only a Cardano guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm as y'all see, I'm with everything.
For sure. So actually, this is like kind of like a slight shift to the topic to this, because it just like popped in my mind. Corey or Trav, do you know developers at Station Head that I connect with?
Yeah.
The developers. I don't personally know them, but I know somebody who can get you probably closer with them, because like I said, I'm so how can I put it? I don't do the political stuff. I just have fun. I really just be having fun. I don't really be emailing developers or none of that stuff. But there's boomies that's actually ambassadors and stuff. So I can definitely get you to somebody that knows how to get to them.
And just for you guys to know, the person that developed Station Head is a musician.
He's independent artist. Yeah, he's an artist himself.
You know what I mean? He was actually in the industry, and he saw the way the industry did artists, and because he was a higher up, he was successful too. And he got out of the industry and created Station Head, in order to, open this up more for the independent artists, because he saw it wasn't really fair on the other end. And what he did with Station Head is he didn't put it out there that this was a crowd.
Yeah.
Did I rug?
No, you
No, I
didn't.
don't think so. You're good.
Okay, so Corey, I don't know. It just cut off at some point for me.
Yeah, now he was telling you about the so that the actual guy that
Putting
created the app,
rooms
he is an
on
independent
Station
artist.
Head, and they have streaming farms. Like, you go on Station Head, there's 15 BTS rooms, and you know how big BTS is. That's a whole country, and they are all over the place. And then you got
that's their key to success is Station Head. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
as weird as it may sound.
Yeah, they got thousands of people, and like you said, Nicki Minaj will be on there. You'll have Cardi B on there next week. You know what I mean? All of these major pop artists, they're using Station Head all the time.
Crowd streaming. Yep.
So I mean, it's a no-brainer. For us to not take over that situation is just like, to me. I tell the artists, and Trevor will test it. it's like not taking over it's like us not taking control of our destiny with the whole blockchain situation right now. This is prime for us to be able to have control. If we wait, the industry is going to come in and take it. And then we're slave to them again. And I do not want me or anybody that I deal with or anybody that I know to have to deal with that again.
You're right. You're right. 100% right. And they are coming. I mean, you see all this talk on spot price BTC, and I think I heard something about BlackRock buying a shit ton of Ethereum. So
Right.
they're coming.
And
They're already in.
I want to mention, got to keep adding this part. We have a lot of fun on Station Head, man. We have fun in the boom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We be having fun, man. That's the best part of it all for me.
Yeah, it's like when we over here, it's not like we're working or nothing. Everybody's just chilling. We cracking jokes. You know what I mean? And there's no judgment neither. Like nobody's sitting there with, that song whack. Why he playing
that's
him?
another
All that
major.
kind of
That's
stuff.
one of the biggest pillars in the room. Actually, is we're not there to judge each other's music. We're just there to support it. Like I don't. Yeah, we don't judge the music. So sometimes somebody will come in the room and oh, I want you to play this for me and tell me what you think about it, and we're not a review room. I'm just happy you here to share your music. Let's stream the music. I don't, you know, if it's cool and people like it, that's cool. Let's like it, but we're not into making somebody comment on the music. It's if somebody like it, they'll stream it outside of the app, and that's cool. We don't ever say, "Oh, this sucks. Get this out of here." Yeah. I mean, unless it's really, really bad, then.
No, I was about to say.
If it's horribly bad, we might be like, yeah, nah, we're not playing this one. But that's rare. That's rare.
We have had some episodes.
Yeah, it's a rare few occasions. But it's because some people are into, I forget what you call that sound of music, where it's just like they just really screaming and everything is just it'd be too much sometimes. That's all.
It's the suicide songs. We can't listen to that.
I be saying the devil worshiping music and
Yeah.
stuff. That we can't really do because people be sleep with their music on and they hearing this crazy stuff, and I don't want to scare nobody. But yeah, I don't care if you can't hit that high note just right. Now ain't nobody going.
So is there like kind of like a specific range of genre that you go? Speaking about that,
that's another beautiful thing about the room. If you sit in there right now, you'll hear. We have people in the room from Peru. We have people in the room from Italy, Canada. It's all about you in the room. You supporting the community. We're gonna support your music. That's it. It's not we only play hip hop or we only play. No, we support the people that support us.
Oh, and don't forget Africa.
Songs we play that's not even in English.
Don't forget we got Africa on. We got African.
Yeah, we got a lot of African.
We have a lot of African artists. A lot of them.
A lot of African, and I kid you not, the very unique thing about it, right? I just explained all of that to you. How we just support artists. But there's a lot of dope artists that's in the Boom Boom Room.
Yep.
We happen to just play a lot of really good music, man. That's another thing I love about it. It's like it's just not people pulling up with just a ringy-dink songs. It's some really dope artists pull up to the room, and that's another thing that make it so easy to do it.
Let's get it. So I see that we have hit an hour here. I'm going to mute just to close any mics that are open. I think I've been getting some feedback. All right, so now all mics are closed, and you're more than welcome to open them back up. But just wanted to bring it back to Arliss. We have hit the hour. We respect your time, bro. We love we're in love with the boomies over here. Definitely have to pop in. Just a few couple questions for you. Final questions, I guess. When Trav Music NFT, Trav Arliss Music NFT.
Well, me and Drums is working on that. Drums
Yes,
is
sir.
our NFT guy. So that's something definitely I'm definitely looking forward to getting into. I'm actually, new to the NFT game. It was something I really wasn't thinking about, but like I said, Corey Drums is always on us about how important it is to get into the NFT game. So that's something I spoke with him about, and that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. I'm doing right now, actually. So you will be getting a Team Arliss NFT definitely before the year ends, of course, and I'm
Yes.
looking forward to it.
Let's go. And any thoughts on any metaverse performances soon?
Yeah, as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Because like I said, man, I really enjoyed what went down last night, and I'm a visionary, man. Like I remember when I first came to Even Station Head, I used to be in the room with 6 people. We used to have 6 listeners in the room, but I always saw what it can be, and that's why I always stuck with it and stayed with it. And the same thing with the True Lounge. I see it. I see what this can be, and I'm all in, man. I'm literally all in, and I'm always going to support whenever Keen and the events that you guys have in there, because I genuinely enjoy it, and I can see what it can be. So I like being into stuff at the early stage of it, and I'm all about the grind and the build. So yeah, Shicey's
Well,
around.
Yeah.
Shicey's around, man. Man, I walked into the band room like an hour before the show, and Shicey was still in there, fucking
Going
busting his
hard.
moves with his big
Going
ass
hard.
joint. You got a big ass joint. How'd you get that big?
Shiesty off the hook, B.
Shout outs to Shelly for taking me to the weed spot and getting me a joint. She took me to the dispensary.
That's
I
hilarious.
asked Shiesty, I'm like, what do you want to look like? He's like, I want to look like I'm about to rob people. I'm like, I got you.
Got the hoodie on, the spliff, and Shiesty.
That's hilarious.
Oh God.
You got the big little joint and everything. Does he have the emote?
Yep, I'm puffing on it right now. Yeah.
It's like one of my favorites at the moment.
Shelly got Shiesty right, man. Got him right. That's what's up. I crack up every time, I swear. Oh man. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to
and
to
the
more.
creator of that emote and joint is in the room. It's Zom. Oh, he left. Damn it. Well, he was just here, so shout out to Zom for creating that.
That's lit.
Magnificent.
That's lit, pun intended. Mm-hmm.
He was actually in there ×2. He had both accounts, Zom and Zom Art, at the True Band Room. So yeah, I guess would be a good time to start winding it down. I guess I'll pass it over to both to Corey Drums first and for any final thoughts, and then Stony, and then I would like to close with you, Trav.
Okay.
Well, here we go. My final thoughts is it's boomy season, you heard me? For real, man. I'm proud of what Trav did, man. I tell him this all the time. You know what I mean? I've been with the boomies for but just about the whole 2 years now, right, Trav?
Yeah, about a year and a half, year and 3/4.
Yeah, I came maybe about a month after he started the joint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we connected from the day that I went in his room, because I had no intention on going and just staying in a room. I went over there to create my own thing, to do my own thing. And when I met with him, when I seen what he was doing and what he was about, I was like, you know what? Why would I separate myself from what this brother's doing instead of just we rock together? So we just been rocking together ever since then. You know what I mean? Even though I started my own station, my station is not something that's a competition for his. It's a add-on. You know what I mean? We about the more streams, the more streams. I want
Exactly.
if we able to get 10,000 in a room and another 10,000 in another room, that's 20,000 streams. Let's find another room. You know what I mean? So that's really what has been my goal since I got down with the Boomy system, the Boom Boom Room, and we became the Boomies. You know what I mean? And ever since then, it's just been, educating the artists on, their responsibilities as artists and what they're entitled to and the different opportunities that are out there. You know what I mean? And we've been discovering a lot this year, and we're still discovering a lot more. And this year is not even over yet. And like Trev said, he got an NFT coming. We got some more people dropping NFTs with us. So this whole digital blockchain and metaverse wave that we've been pushing, I've been pushing it for like almost a year now, is actually coming into fruition right now, and I'm loving it. And I'm really excited to see what we're able to do next year once we're able to get more people involved in it, and you're able to have more people on the system at the same time without crashes. Like there's certain like little technical stuff, but I see it growing, and I just can't wait until all of that stuff is ready. Like Shelly was telling me today about the music festival and all of that. That I'm looking forward to being a part of that. You know what I mean? And talking about the online performances and that we've been talking about. Like, this is just great to me. And I mean, we watched the Jetsons and shit like that back in the days and had no idea that this stuff was really going to be coming true. And it's here, yo. It's here right now in our faces. And I'm just really excited, man. I'm happy that everybody that's coming on board and being involved in this now is involved in it, man. Shout out to Keen, shout out to Trav, shout out to Water Walkers, shout out to everybody in the Boomy, shout out to Shelly, shout out to Simple Meat Stick, shout out to Decentraland, shout out to my partners at Six City, you know what I mean, Project Noom. Without all of the support and all of the guidance that I'm getting from all of you guys, a lot of this wouldn't even be be reality right now. So real talk, thank you. And that's my final words.
Dang, dang.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you. Beautifully said. Stony, final thoughts? I think you'd be doing that stuff. So I'll pass it back to you, Trav. For let's see, for anyone that would like to contact you, collab with you, or just chat, what is the best way to contact you? Where can they find you? And yeah, any final shout outs?
Yes, sir. You can find me every platform I'm on, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X as they call it now. Stationhead is all at Team Arliss. Everything is the same thing at Team Arliss, TEAMARLISS. The Station Head Show, we do a show, big streaming show, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time sharp, where we play 99 of your favorite requests. You send it up, we spin it. You send it, we spin it. We do that Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's open to the public. Everybody's welcome to come and stream. And I just encourage people to, keep your dream alive, man. Keep pushing, man. And feel free to pull up to the Boom Boom Room. Come share your music with us and have some fun and see what the future of streaming looks like, man. I really, really encourage, the independent artists, once again, that want to share their music with people from around the world to at least come in and peek into the app and see what it's about. Just to experience it one time and experience the Boom Boom Room one time, and you'll see how much fun it is to be able to share your music and all that great stuff. But I appreciate you guys for having us. Appreciate Keen for bringing Shelly to the Boom Boom Room, and I'm looking forward to partying in the True Lounge and getting that boomy bando up in the metaverse. We'll get the boomy trap house in the metaverse for the after parties with a true VIP lounge, man. But like I said, I appreciate you guys for having us up here, and yeah, keep creating, gang, keep creating.
Bro, when you were describing your house on the Central End, all I was envisioning was, fuck, is it 2 Chainz album cover, the pink house that just
Exactly.
says Trap House on it?
Exactly. It's yeah.
Oh, I love it. So, Shelly, do you have any closing questions for Trav or closing thoughts?
It's Shiesty.
Shiesty in the metaverse.
Shiesty.
I love it. So, no questions for me. Just thank you so much. I so appreciate all of you. And Boomy season is coming, and it's going to be so big. I am excited. I pinned and commented down there the link to the station head station for Team Arliss. So please, everybody, jump in there. I'm going to be parking my phone in there and just jamming all day, knowing that that's helping support independent musicians. So let's fucking go. And I'm so excited. Just a couple of things for this week in the True Band Room. We've got a bit of a schedule change coming up tomorrow before Stony, instead of Krissa, because the sad news is she had to leave to for an IRL job. So we'll wait to hear back from her and down the road when she gets more settled. She just moved. Anyway, so before Stony, we're going to be doing a MoFIA warm-up show. So that's an hour before Stony on Mondays. Corey and his son are going to be doing something this week. We're locking in a date, and so watch out for that. I will definitely be jumping into Station Head to share all that news. Yeah, so keep an eye on the Decentralands event page, and again, just jump into that Station Head Team Arliss channel. It's like they said, they're having fun in there. I jumped in and it was hilarious. Everybody's laughing. The music's playing in the background. It's great vibes. And Sin, much love. Thank you and appreciate you as my co-host. So yeah, week 24. Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
Week 24, let's go. And we'll be back for week 25 next week. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you so much for tuning in. This means a lot to both Shelly and I, and we, this has been a very, very fun Music Matrix, and I hope to have many more. Can't wait for the show, Corey. Looking forward to seeing Shai in the metaverse. Much love to you all, and thank you, and good night, or good afternoon. Take care.
Salute, family.
As usual, act natural.